If you're a man over 55, I want you to stop for a minute and listen carefully, because there's a truth most older men are never told, not by their annual checkups, not by their friends, and certainly not by those health hacks floating around online. That truth is this: poor circulation is not the destiny of aging. And even more importantly, there is one vitamin proven to restore circulation in older men, more powerfully than any multivitamin or supplement you've ever heard of. I've seen far too many men living with cold feet, numb hands, low energy, and a male response that weakens year after year. They think it's just age, but they're wrong. And today, I'm going to share with you the number one vitamin that reopens the flow inside your body, warms your feet, calms your blood vessels, and improves masculine strength from the root. Not a multivitamin, not an energy booster, but a nutrient that men over 60 are often silently deficient in. Before we get into the most important part, I want to ask you something small. How old are you? And which state are you watching from? Leave a quick comment below so I can understand the senior men health secrets community better and prepare the most accurate content for your age group. Now, let's begin. I'm Dr. Emily Carter, a urologist with over 14 years of experience working with men between the ages of 55 and 85. And there is one thing I always emphasize to my patients: your body is not falling apart after 60. It's simply waiting for the right signal, the right nutrient to start functioning smoothly again. In years of treating circulation issues, prostate problems, and men's vitality, I've noticed a very clear pattern. Men with signs of poor circulation, cold feet, heavy legs, nighttime numbness, morning fatigue, or a fading male strength almost always lack one crucial vitamin we're about to talk about. The good news is this: when the body receives the right nutrient, the blood vessels soften, the internal flow improves dramatically, and morning energy returns in a very natural way. And in the next few minutes, I will explain why this happens using simple, clear explanations, with no complicated medical terminology. Let's continue. When a man crosses age 60, the body begins to change in very silent ways, not loud, not obvious. And one of the biggest changes is the natural decline in blood circulation, something many people mistake as normal aging, but it's not. The first thing that happens is a sharp drop in nitric oxide. This tiny molecule is extremely important. It opens up your blood vessels so blood can move powerfully throughout your body. When nitric oxide decreases, your vessels narrow. Blood flow slows, hands and feet get cold, and the area below the navel, which relies heavily on blood flow for a strong male reaction, becomes undersupplied. The second thing that happens is that the blood vessels gradually become stiff and less elastic. After years of eating habits, stress, lack of movement, and tiny calcium deposits, arteries that should be soft and flexible start to behave like dried rubber hoses. When vessels stiffen, blood must push harder to get through, and your body responds with heaviness, fatigue, or nighttime tingling. The third thing is a decline in testosterone, and not many people know this. Low testosterone also weakens circulation. This hormone keeps blood vessels healthy, supports nitric oxide, and maintains strong blood flow to the muscles and the male vitality area. When it drops, the body doesn't just feel weaker, the blood flow slows down too. These three factors together act like an invisible brake, tightening the flow inside your body. And this is why so many older men feel cold limbs, morning sluggishness, heavy steps, low energy after waking, or like they're not the man they used to be. The good news is, these changes are not permanent, and the vitamin we're about to discuss has the power to release this brake in a natural, safe, and long-lasting way. Let's continue. Now, I want to share with you the vitamin I call the flow unlocker in the bodies of older men. Not vitamin C, not B12, and not omega-3 like many people assume. It's vitamin K2, especially the MK7, form the form most studied and proven to have the strongest impact on blood vessel health. Why K2? Because in men over 60, something happens silently over many years. Calcium begins to accumulate inside the artery walls. a process known as arterial calcification. When calcium sticks to the vessel walls, arteries that were meant to be soft and flexible become stiff, narrow, and less elastic. And this is exactly why blood flow weakens. Hands and feet get colder, the body slows down, and masculine strength gradually declines over time. K2 does something very special. It prevents calcium from living in the wrong place. K2 moves calcium out of your artery walls where it causes harm and directs it into your bones where it actually belongs. When the vessels are freed from excess calcium, they become softer, more flexible, and the blood can flow through them more powerfully and smoothly. Many of my patients describe this feeling as my feet warmed up for the first time in years, or my body feels lighter, bit by bit. Not only that, K2 also supports nitric oxide, the molecule that opens up your blood vessels. With more NO, blood flows better to your muscles, your heart, your brain, and especially to your male vitality area. What's important to note is this. Many older men are deficient in K2 without even realizing it. The simple reason is that K2 is highest in natto, liver, eggs, and other foods that most Americans either don't like or rarely eat. That's why, when the body is supplied with the right amount of K2, circulation often improves in a natural, gentle, and very noticeable way within just a few weeks. And now, we're going to dive into the most powerful benefits of K2 for the health of older men. Imagine this. Your blood vessels are like a flexible hose. When you're young, the hose is soft, elastic, and expands gently with every heartbeat. But over time, calcium starts to stick to the walls, like a white layer of scale building up inside. The soft hose becomes stiff. The flow is no longer smooth. And for blood to move through, your heart has to work several times harder. This is exactly why so many men after 60 feel cold feet all year round, heavy legs, nighttime numbness, or get tired easily when climbing stairs. It's not because of old age. It's not because of naturally high blood pressure. It's because the blood vessels have lost the flexibility they once had. And K2 does something remarkable, yet completely natural. It activates a protein called MGP, the only protein capable of preventing calcium from sticking to your blood vessel walls. When MGP is activated by K2, calcium can no longer harden inside the arteries, it gets pushed away, and the vessels begin to soften again. I've had many men return after 6-8 weeks of K2 supplementation and say, "Doctor, my feet feel warm again," or "My circulation feels better. I don't feel as heavy as before." Those are signs the vessel walls are healing. Softer, more flexible blood vessels don't just warm your hands and feet, they help your heart work less, your brain stay sharper, and most importantly, they deliver stronger blood flow to the male vitality area. K2 isn't magic, but for the blood vessels of older men, it acts like a natural repair tool the body desperately needs. The second benefit of vitamin K2 is something many men come to see me for, though very few feel comfortable mentioning it directly: pelvic circulation and masculine strength. To maintain a strong male response, blood must flow down to the lower abdominal area powerfully and consistently. But when the vessels become stiff, calcified, or circulation weakens, the blood reaching that region slows down, and the result is a gradual decline in confidence, month after month, even year after year. Many men think this issue is only related to low testosterone, but in reality, for a large number of my patients, circulation is the real root cause, and this is where K2 truly shines. When K2 softens the blood vessels, removes excess calcium from the artery walls, and supports more efficient nitric oxide activity, the blood flow to the pelvic area becomes stronger, more stable, more natural. Many patients tell me they feel their responsiveness and vitality returning not suddenly, but gradually, as if their body is restarting a system that had been asleep for years. This is not a magical promise. This is basic physiology. Healthy vessels, strong blood flow, improved male function. And if you're watching this video and feel this information is helpful, or if you want to support your lower body health in a natural and safe way, you can click like on this video. It helps YouTube understand that health content for men over 60 truly matters, and it helps our Senior Men Health Secrets community reach more relevant knowledge. Now, let's continue to the third benefit. The third benefit of vitamin K2 may not be obvious right away, but it's something many older men notice very clearly after a few weeks. A lighter body, sharper mind, and mornings filled with more natural energy. When the blood vessels are stiff and blood flow is slow, the heart has to work harder all night long just to deliver enough blood to your organs. This leaves the body entering the morning in a worn-out state as if you never truly rested. Many men tell me they wake up feeling like they've been running all night, heavy-headed, fatigued, and struggling to start the day. But once K2 begins to soften the blood vessels and restore smoother, more natural circulation, the heart no longer has to overwork. Your body sleeps deeper. Your cells receive more oxygen, and mornings start to feel easier in a very natural way. Some of my patients describe this shift as a light turning back on. They no longer need multiple cups of coffee to feel awake, and the sluggishness that usually drags into late morning disappears. And the remarkable part is this: better morning energy often leads to a more positive mood, better focus, and even more effective light movement or exercise. This is a clear sign that circulation is improving from the root. K2 doesn't give you an instant boost like caffeine, but it delivers steady, natural, and truly healthy energy. When circulation improves, every system in your body, from your heart to your brain to your muscles, operates more harmoniously. Now, let's move on to the next part: the natural food sources that provide the most effective K2 for older men. Now that you understand why vitamin K2 is so important for circulation, the next question is, where do you get enough of it, and in the right way? What's interesting is that K2 is not found in large amounts in the foods most Americans eat every day. And that's exactly why so many older men are silently deficient in K2 for years without realizing it. But there are natural, accessible, K2-rich foods, and if you add them to your diet, you're giving your blood vessels a major boost. First is natto, the traditional Japanese fermented soybeans. Natto contains the highest amount of K2 of any food, but I understand that not everyone enjoys its smell or texture. Many of my patients say the same. Second is eggs, especially the yolk. This is a natural, easy-to-eat, easy-to-cook source of K2 and fits perfectly into the diet of older men. A breakfast with 2 eggs can provide a meaningful amount of K2. Third is animal liver, such as beef liver or chicken liver. Just eating it 1-2 times per week can make up a large portion of your missing K2. Fourth is aged fermented cheese like Gouda or Brie. Well-aged cheeses tend to contain much more K2 than fresh cheeses. Fifth is chicken, especially the thighs and wings. This is the easiest and most familiar K2 source for many American men. I always encourage my patients to start with simple foods: a few eggs each week, a bit of aged cheese, and a light liver dish every 7-10 days. You don't need big changes, just small, consistent steps. That's exactly how the body responds best after age 60. Now, let's talk about how much K2 to take safely. When it comes to vitamin K2, the question most men ask is, how much should I take to see results? First, I want to emphasize that the following information is for education only, not a replacement for personal medical advice. But based on research and my experience working with men over 60, a common and safe daily intake is 90 to 180 micrograms of K2 in the MK7 form per day. MK7 is the form of K2 that stays longer in the body, allowing blood vessels to benefit more consistently. It's also the most researched form for circulation and arterial calcification. However, there is one extremely important note. If you are taking blood thinners, like warfarin, you must speak with your doctor before taking K2. K2 can interact with blood clotting, so anyone on anticoagulant medication needs medical supervision to avoid risks. Also, K2 works best when paired with vitamin D3. D3 and K2 are the perfect pair. D3 helps your body absorb calcium. K2 ensures that calcium goes to the right places. When these two vitamins work together, the benefits for blood vessel health and circulation increase significantly. If you take K2 in the morning, during or right after a meal containing a little fat, your body absorbs it better because K2 is a fat-soluble vitamin. And finally, consistency matters more than high doses. You don't need to take a large amount. Just take it daily, and let your body gradually restore the softness of your blood vessels. In the next section, I will explain 3 common mistakes many men make that prevent K2 from working, even when they take it regularly. Even though vitamin K2 is one of the most powerful nutrients for circulation, many men over 60 still don't feel much improvement, not because K2 doesn't work, but because they accidentally make mistakes that reduce its effectiveness. The first mistake is taking K2 without getting enough vitamin D3. As I explained, D3 and K2 are a coordinated duo. D3 brings calcium into the body, and K2 sends calcium to the right places. If you have D3 without K2, calcium can accumulate in the wrong areas. And if you take K2 but have very low D3, your body doesn't have enough raw material for K2 to work efficiently. When both vitamins are taken together, the results are usually far stronger and more noticeable. The second mistake is relying only on K2 without making lifestyle changes. For healthy blood vessels, a diet rich in healthy fats, like salmon, avocado, and olive oil combined with light movement, such as 10-15 minutes of walking daily, helps K2 work much more effectively. A body that moves less has slower circulation, and no matter how strong K2 is, the results won't reach their full potential. Small but consistent changes are the key. The third mistake is not taking K2 consistently. Men often forget their vitamins for several days and then take extra to make up for it. But K2 doesn't work that way. Your body needs it regularly to maintain steady circulation and keep the vessels soft. Just skipping it for 5-7 days can noticeably reduce the benefits. When these 3 mistakes are avoided, many men tell me they start noticing better circulation within just a few weeks, warmer feet, clearer thinking, and smoother morning energy. Now let's talk about a simple but extremely effective combo I often recommend to optimize circulation after age 60. To optimize circulation after 60, I usually guide my patients to use a golden trio: K2, D3, and omega-3. This isn't a temporary trick. It's a complete strategy for blood vessels, heart health, and masculine vitality. Vitamin D3 helps the body absorb calcium. Vitamin K2 ensures calcium doesn't end up in the vessel walls. Omega-3 reduces inflammation, softens the arteries, and improves the smoothness of blood flow. These 3 nutrients function like 3 gears in the same system. When combined, they not only strengthen circulation, but also support a healthier heart, better focus, and more stable morning energy. Many older men tell me they feel their whole body flows better, less heaviness in the head, less nighttime tingling, and more natural male responsiveness. These are signs that the blood vessels are healing and the cells are receiving the oxygen they need again. If you want to start as soon as tomorrow, a simple strategy is this: take D3 plus K2 after breakfast, with a bit of healthy fat. Add omega-3 with lunch or dinner. No need for complexity. Simple, consistent habits are what help men after 60 maintain long-term strength and stability. And now, we'll move to the final part where I want to hear directly from you, because the health of the Senior Men Health Secrets community is built from the honest stories of each individual man. Now that we've walked through the entire picture of circulation in older men, I want you to remember one thing very clearly. Your body still has an incredible ability to recover even after age 60, 70, or beyond. The issue is not your age. Your body is simply waiting for the right signals, the right nutrients, and the right habits to let the internal flow come back to life. Vitamin K2, especially when combined with D3 and omega-3, is one of the most natural, safest, and most effective tools I've ever seen in older men, from blood vessel health, to morning energy, to masculine strength. And before we close today's video, I want to hear directly from you. Among the circulation issues, we talked about cold feet, nighttime tingling, low morning energy, or reduced circulation in the lower body? Which one are you experiencing the most? Just leave a short comment, not because of the algorithm, but because your answer might help another man, someone who is worried or feeling stuck, just like you realize that he is not alone. And if today's knowledge helped you understand your body better, or gave you more hope about restoring natural strength and circulation after 60, you can click like or subscribe to the Senior Men Health Secrets channel. Not so I can get more views, but because I don't want you to miss the important messages in preparing for you in the next videos. Thank you for staying with me until the end of today's video. I wish you strength, stability, and renewed vitality, improving day by day.